Story starts in an unknown place, where 11 people are summoned to this mysterious place. None of them have any idea why they are there. They're all discussing the reason why they're there, but only thing in common between them is that they are all from a place called Townia. Then suddenly, a cute-looking fairy appears out of nowhere and tells them to get ready for the fight. This leaves all of them confused, wondering what she is talking about. Then a man asks what she is, then she introduces herself as Isel the fairy who manages this place. The only mercenary in the crowd tries to get some answers about their situation, but she refuses to answer and tells him that this is none of his business. Angered by this, the mercenary pulls out a sword and threatens to kill her if she doesn't tell them why they're here. She annoyingly warns him to stop if he doesn't want to die, but the mercenary got angry and tried to attack her. After seeing this, Isel smirked as if she was waiting for this. Then in the blink of an eye, his neck was cut, and he is killed. And as if it were a game, a notification suddenly pops up about his death, but no one can see this. Everyone is left shocked and scared for their own lives. Isel warns them that they will be killed if they dare to lay a finger on her. I take the cute part back. Then the system, once again, gives a notification about that. It forms a party of 5 people from the group. The Isel says that Master has started and asked everyone to get ready. She opens a space-time rift and tells the newly formed party to step in if they don't want to die. Suddenly, one person steps forward and asked her to stop. She was annoyed because she knew him before. He is Han Islat, a farmer. He tells her to have the master summon weapons. He mentions that they are 1-star heroes, so if they go without weapons, it would be a suicide mission. Red Hairs wonders what he is talking about. Isel agrees with his reasoning, then she asks the master to summon weapons using a keyboard. The master agrees and summons low-tier weapons for them. Han catches the attention of a red-haired girl named Jenna, as he seems to know more than he is showing on. Han told everyone to take weapons before it starts. Everyone was confused about what is starting. They ask Han about it. Han tells them that the battle is going to start. Everyone rushes to equip themselves with different weapons. Everyone grabs the most dangerous-looking weapons, while Han grabs a wooden shield. Then the first party enters the rift. Gina's focus was on Han. She asks Han about the things that is going to happen and about the fairy. Han tells her that she just needs to go into arena and kill all the enemies, and the rest will take care of itself. Then the system starts giving notifications of the Team 1 deaths. Han was annoyed after seeing the notification, but Gina don't know what is going on, because only the fairy and Han can see these notifications. Very soon the entire party gets wiped out in no time. Isel gets very angry and orders everyone else to enter the rift. Han seems to be the only one who is calm and ready to face whatever they are about to fight, while everyone else is scared and looking for a way to escape. One man says that he have arthritis and can't walk. Jenna says that he was just fine right now, but that man says that he can't do anything about it if it starts hurting Sudanly. Han starts entering, then Jenna grabbed that man and takes him with her. Upon entering the rift, they teleported to another big, looby-like place. There are many gates there, but only one is shining. This gate is a main dungeon gate that connects them to different floors they needs to conquer. The gate opens and they are teleported to a beautiful grassland, but they can't enjoy this scenery because it's battlefield, and the system calls it the first floor and gives them the quest to eliminate all the enemies. Han tried to encourage them, but everyone gets scared and starts running away. Jenna asks the old man about what happened to his arthritis. The old man says that it's got better. The notification window pops up stating that everyone's stats are reduced by 30% when they are frightened, but their attempt to escape leads nowhere as the group runs into an invisible wall. Jenna was shocked by the invisible wall. The old man again says that he needs to sit, so let him out, and just like that, they keep trying to break the wall. Han was very disappointed by their pathetic behavior. Jenna tried to make it clear with Han that their only option is to fight if they want to live. Other than Han, Jenna is the only one who seems to have her head in the game. Jenna introduces herself to Han and tells him that her father was a hunter and she knows how to use a bow. Then the two quickly come up with a plan to defend themselves from the incoming attack by the goblins. Actually, Han also never picked up a sword before. He was just a normal human on Earth one day ago. Pick Me Up is a mobile game created by Mobius. Its objective is to clear a 100-floor tower by using heroes and equipping them with weapons and building other facilities for them, and using strategy and tactics to clear the tower. Just a day ago, Han was also a normal human on Earth playing the game. The game has heroes ranging from 1 star to 7 stars, but Han has horrible luck. Even after thousands of gacha pulls, he never got a hero over 5 stars even once, even though everyone else has them. Han gets a notification about an in-game event in celebration of reaching 100 million downloads. In the event, a dungeon is made available with a low drop rate of the Book of Reversal, which can be used to create a 7-star hero. Unlike other similar games, Pick Me Up is a roguelike game. Even the heroes you put all your efforts and money into, once a hero dies, they are gone for good. They cannot be revived. So Han uses his 38th party. Still, they are all 6-star heroes. But as soon as they entered, all of them fell into a state of fear. One of them suggested to retreat. Han was confused about why they're so afraid, but he just wanted to look at the boss's shape or patterns before sending the main party to raid the dungeon. So, he didn't retreat, but the boss is level 9999 with a weird name, and in the blink of an eye, he wiped out the entire party. The boss's weird name makes Han think it must be a system error. To Han's surprise, the boss looks directly at him, and suddenly everything becomes blank. Then a notification pops up, stating, "Creating your account." Han was confused about what is going on. Then another window pops up asking for a name. Then the name filled itself as NETNG, which is short for anything. Han wasn't the one entering it. It was happening on its own. Then another window pops welcoming anything to the world of Pick Me Up. Then the system asks to start the tutorial. After all that, Han's eyes open. The system starts the story like every other game. Han was in a small town of the Harem province. The town was burning, and Han had a sword in his hand. Then a quest window pops up, telling him to take down the goblins that invaded the town. Han was very confused by the quest window that pops out in front of him out of nowhere. It was not feeling realistic, but he is suddenly attacked by a goblin, and it doesn't take long for him to realize his situation. He blocked the attack. The attack was quite powerful, but Han used all his strength and knocked the weapon of the goblin. Then Han attacked the goblin and killed it. The notification window pops up again, telling the player that the stage is cleared, and Han leveled up. Han looked around, and the scene looked familiar. Then he completely realized that it's Pick Me Up. The tutorial continues as the game makes the player summon a new hero. Han was confused about what is happening. Then the summoning starts, and a super rare 4-star hero named Shay is summoned. Han was very surprised by seeing the summoning. He wondered if he was also summoned like this. Then she looked at Han and asked if he was the one who summoned her and asked his name. Han introduces himself as Han Seojin, then she also introduces herself. Then the player forms a party with Shay and Han and throws them into a dungeon. Unlike Han, who is only 1 star, Shay is skilled at combat and instantly kills goblins. There is an overwhelming stat difference between them. A problem soon appears for Han as the tutorial continues. The next part of the tutorial is about synthesis, combining 2 heroes to make a more powerful one. This is also where he meets Isel for the first time. She asks Han to go into the synthesis chamber. Han looked at her in confusion, then suddenly called her name. She's surprised to find out that Han knows her name. She asked how he knows her name and asked who he is. Han told her that he is Han Seojin. She looked at the book she has. She was surprised. After reading it, she says, "How can it be Han Seojin, not Islan Han? And he is also different from pictures. He looks different from Islan Han from Taunia Heim." Han said that it was because he was from Earth, so send him back. Isel is surprised to know that he is from Earth. Not knowing what to do, she tells him to just go with the flow and continue playing the game. She forces Han to go inside the synthesis tower, and the synthesizing process starts. Any normal player would obviously sacrifice the lower-rated hero to increase the stats of the higher-level hero, Han is certain that he is going to die. To Han's surprise, the player might have misinputs and ends up killing Shay instead of him. Han was surprised at how that happened and asked Shay. Shay says that it was him who was chosen, and she leaves everything to him. She disappeared with a big smile. Han was in complete disbelief. You know what happens after that? New people are summoned and thrown into the dungeon. Let's go back to the present. The party is being attacked by the goblins. The frightened people easily get killed. Jenna and Han work together well to defeat the goblins, while others are just trying to save their lives by running away. After defeating the goblins on his side, Han asks Jenna about her side. She says that she killed one, but others were killed. Han asks her to think about them later, then suddenly a goblin attacks from behind and cuts Han's hand. Han becomes more angry and smashes the goblin's head with the shield. Even the shield is scattered. He was looking angry at the goblin, but actually, he was angry with the level 999 monster that might be the one who summoned him here. He wants to show him that he messed with the wrong person. After he defeated the goblin, Jenna comes and asks about his hand. Han said that it would be all right after they returned. This game has almost no control for players in combat, and all the fight is done by heroes. Still, this game has over 1 million downloads. It's because you can observe this world like a god. Han was also a player of Pick Me Up. He was a 5th place ranker, known as Loki, the Master of Masters. He was determined to survive until the end. They managed to clear the first floor, and Janna also leveled up. Everyone died except Han and Janna. Han is determined to clear the game and return to his own world. Han begins training for the next floor. He starts training to get stronger. There are 2 ways for a hero to die in Pick Me Up. One is to get synthesized, and the other is to die in combat. 1-star heroes are basically useless in this game, so Han has to get stronger if he wants to have any chance of escaping and taking his revenge. He grew up alone, without someone protecting him, so his mentality is stronger than a normal person, but he still has to improve it. Then Janna comes and asks him about what he's doing. Han replied in a crude manner that he is training to kill monsters. Janna says that she was thinking all night, and if they can't go out from there, she will do her best and won't become a burden on him. Then Han asks her about how good her archery skills are. She answers that it's just so-so. Then Han looked at her to see her status. She has low stats compared to Han, but she has a skill. Even if she wasn't that good because it was her first time fighting, she still managed to kill a goblin. It looks like she also moves on from others' deaths quickly too, and she knows what her goal is. For a ranker like Han, who is known as the Master of Masters, she is a diamond in the rough, waiting to be polished. So he decided to help her. He extended his hand towards Janna. Janna says that her dad always says that connections are important in life. Then she also extended her hand forward, and both of them shake hands. This marks a long-term teamwork between them. The system creates a friendship bonus between them, which means that if they are in a party together, they will receive bonuses. Then Han calls Izel to ask her some questions. She comes quickly and says that she is busy and she will not answer any questions he has, and if he wants to know, he can climb the tower. But Han ignores her and asks her if he is the only one who can see the system notification and stats window above her head. Although she tries to dodge the question, her clumsy reaction is more than enough for him to understand. Han is also curious about what will happen if the master quits the game, as it would be normal for someone to rage quit after losing a 4-star hero, which only has a 1% chance of being summoned in paid gacha. Isel said that he can just hope the master doesn't quit. She didn't tell the reason. Then Han asks about if there's a time difference between Earth and this world. She says that she won't say anything. Han understands by her behavior that there is a time difference between the 2 worlds. He continues asking questions, and every time he is able to get his answers just from her reaction. She was very angry, but she can't do anything to Han. She can only kill heroes in self-defense or when they disobey the master's command. Janna asks Han about what he's talking about with Izel. Han finally reveals to Jenna that they'll have to clear 100 floors. If they reach the 100th floor, then they probably will be able to escape. Yana asks if it will be just them fighting. Han explains to her that the master will keep summoning more heroes, and they have to make the best decisions to survive. But ultimately, their lives are in the master's hands. As he spends more time in the game, he learns more and more about how things work. For example, if you want something like food or other necessities, he just needs to think about them, and they automatically appear in his drawer. He also understands things he didn't understand when he was playing the game. The rules of getting stronger, even if 2 heroes are 1 star. Their combat abilities are different due to training. Training doesn't increase a hero's level or stats, but it can give them new skills and increase their levels in general. There are usually 3 ways in which players usually differentiate heroes. The first is their mental strength, which means their ability to not get frightened when facing enemies. The second one is their skills, something that higher star heroes are summoned with, while lower star heroes have hidden skills that the master has to find out. The third is their physique, which can be improved through hard work. This is what Han is currently training for. 3 days have passed since he began training. Han managed to learn 2 new skills. One is low-rank swordsmanship, and the second is low-rank shield techniques, and the master finally logs in. He summons 3 new heroes named Eren, Toby, and Yelsens. They are faced with the same confusion that Han initially had. Janna told them to get to fight because they don't have time to explain. Han told Jenna to hold her weapon quickly, but they are out of weapons. So, the new heroes will have to go into battle with old iron swords, which is the default weapon. Then Isel comes and asks them to go into the dungeon, but they try to attack Isela. But Jenna stopped them before Isela could kill them. They got angry at Jenna, asking if she is with this fairy. Jenna started to explain to them. Then Han stopped her and told her that they will understand soon anyway. They keep bothering Isel. Then she beats both of the guys who are speaking the most. Eren apologized. She told them to follow Han and Jenna. She somehow sent them through a rift. They entered the second floor. The goal was the same as the first floor, but this time there were also wolves with goblins. The new heroes had the same frightened reaction, which decreased their stats. Jenna also got frightened for a second, but Han peeked at her from behind, and she got too scared. She looks like a scared tomboy. She told Han not to scare her like that. After that, she got out of the frightened state. Han quickly realizes that others will be useless, and he and Jenna will have to work together again if they want to clear this floor. Han told Jenna to take care of the goblins, and he will take care of the wolves. The fight starts, and wolves rush towards Han. Han pierced his sword through one wolf's head, but it didn't die instantly because the weapon Han has is just terrible. But it doesn't matter because he has the strength to cut the wolf in half. Then the other wolf attacked from behind. Han reacted quickly and stopped its attack from behind. This goblin and wolf combination reminds me of the anime Reincarnated as a Slime. With the combination of quick attacks, Han killed the second wolf too. Then he turned to look for goblins, but they already became hedgehogs. It looks like Jenna attacked without stopping and thinking. Han told her that they are dead, so she can stop now. The stage got cleared, and both Han and Jenna leveled up. This time, thanks to Han and Jenna's quick response, everyone returned back alive and fine. But the player or master for them was ready to go to the third floor, which is very dangerous in their current situation. Everyone was in a state of panic. Thankfully, the player logs out. Isel stretches her body and says that she is exhausted by all the work. What can Han say to her? They did all the work, and she is the one who is exhausted. Han understands that the player clears 1 floor a day, and the time flows 3 times faster in this world than Earth. So the next time the player logs in will be in 3 days. After leveling up, Han's intelligence stat decreased by 1, but his strength increased by 2. In total, his stats increased by 4, but his efficiency at leveling up has gotten better. That means his physique is improving. The 2 guys are still arguing, Jenna asking her all kinds of questions. 1-star players are commoners. They lived their lives without being involved in the fights. Players also called them disposables. 2-star players like Molmont are called mercenaries. High-ranking heroes don't hesitate. 3 and above stars know that they were going to be summoned and know their reason and goal for fighting. Jenna asks Han the reason why he didn't help others. Han says, why would he help the useless? She says that he should help them and make them his colleagues. Han says that they will die soon, so why bother to do that? Then a man comes to him and says that he has something he wants to ask. Han looked at him and told him not to do it because it's annoying. Then that man grabbed Han by his collar, so Han punched him in the face. Then he says that they are the ones who are bleeding in the front, while he was watching from the back and doing nothing. After that, he asks Jenna if she's happy now that they did what she wanted. She seems happy, so this is what she means by help. Training continued on to the next day. When basic exercises are done, weapon training starts. Even though it's called weapons training, all he does is swing a wooden sword and Jenna shoots arrows. But this was enough to increase the level of Han's basic skills. The other three didn't even come to the training hall. They said they were going to look for the exit and escape. But of course, there was no exit. Then Han and Jenna start training together. Han told Jenna to shoot arrows at him. He was good at blocking them, but some of them pierced his defense. Jenna was worried about him, but Han was determined to get stronger, and also all the physical injuries got healed in this place instantly, so he was able to obtain the pain tolerance skill thanks to this. He got ready to train again, and trained until he learned the new skill, which is just a combination of his basic skills. The next day, the player logged into the game. Then Asul came and told everyone to get ready. Jenna started stretching and said that she was itching after all that training. She seemed to be adapting better than Han. Compared to her, the others were just the same. They were arguing with Asul. She got angry and started beating them. She beat them until they understood. Then she sends them all to the next floor. Enemies are still goblins, but they look stronger than before, but it was nothing compared to Han and Jenna after their training. This time Jenna was the MVP, others were still unwilling to fight. So the player decided to make them clear the first floor again. Monsters are the same weak goblins. Jenna easily killed them and became MVP again. The player started the first floor again, and again they cleared it. But Han and Jenna were exhausted now, while others were just watching. This time even Jenna got angry with them. She asked Han about how long they are going to take care of them like this. Han told her that it's okay and she doesn't have to worry anymore because the master doesn't have time to cultivate insects. The player started the synthesis. New heroes were confused about what is going on. Those idiots were given opportunities by the player by sending them to the first floor again and again, but they didn't take it, and now they are going to be killed. This is their current city or base.